They offered me a lot of money, and I said, I have to do it. Now, I read the script. I've been a huge fan of Arriaga's work, and it really just moved me. I just emotionally really tapped into this world and the struggles of these people, and it was something that I really couldn't get out of my head. It just really stayed with me, and I think that that's sometimes a really good thing when you don't necessarily know why something is staying with you, but it just does. Oh, it's tricky. And that on its own should be a good enough reason for somebody to go see it, because I think film have become so simple and so kind of spoon-fed. And this is a really complicated story in the sense that we're complicated human beings. And this is a story that celebrates humanity and celebrates hope and life and redemption and love and forgiveness. And that is the story that's told through these very interesting people. It's a story of a family and a mother and a daughter who have a very interesting relationship. And when she's 15, she struggles with the idea that her mother might not be happy in her marriage. And she thinks that she knows what love is. But, at 15, you have no idea what love is. And through her actions, a great tragedy takes place. And when we meet her later, 15 years later, she's become a very guilt-ridden person. And then we have to put her in a story where she has to find redemption. No, I don't really, I think more in terms of my humanity than I do about my personal life. When I look at roles, I don't necessarily, I never read this or any other time that I played a mom and kind of went, oh, because my relationship with my mom is so different. I mean, I'm so blessed. I have a best friend in my mother, and I know how hard it is and how rare it is for children to have great relationships, long-lasting relationships with a parent, and very few of my friends have that, and I cherish the relationship that I have with my mom, and I've yet to read something that gets close to the relationship that I have with her. I think more in terms of just humanity, like there's a bigger picture there than just my life, I think actors are obsessed with human nature and lives of other people way more than they are about their own lives. Because I am a storyteller, and I don't care what the character looks like. If you have a great story with a sexy woman, I will do it tomorrow. It's not that I'm afraid of my sexuality. It's just that I like telling good stories. And the physical form that comes in is something that I never ever think about. I just don't, because I think when you start thinking about that, you should be in the fashion industry, because that's really what that is about. This is not an industry about image. This is an industry about truth. I mean, an actor's job is to be truthful. And so that image of that character has to come from the truth of their environment and their circumstance and their emotional journey. But, I played Britt Eklund. People forget that. She was like the most beautiful woman on the face of the earth. And I never read that and went, oh, I don't want to play this because she's too pretty, I thought her life was so complex, and her relationship with Peter Sellers had such great turmoil. And there's not that many great stories that you can tell with characters who are walking around, in couture gowns. But if there is, give them to me. I'll do them. I don't care. I think she's one of the great actresses. I just do. And I think that she has something that's very rare for actresses her age. There was something about Gina there was a true raw vulnerability that Guillermo wrote for this character. And I think the older we get as women, we get very strong, which is a survival instinct. We get wiser, we get smarter, and all of those qualities are amazing. But it's really beautiful when you meet a woman her age who has this instant connection to her vulnerability. And Kim doesn't manipulate that. Kim really, truly knows how to be vulnerable. I mean, when she shakes, she really shakes. And I don't know, I think there was just a moment, and I don't want to be that kind of actor or producer that manipulates a cast onto a director. I mentioned her to Guillermo, and he really loves her work as well. And then you kind of pray that she would like the material, and she read it and she really loved it. And I can't imagine anybody else playing this role. And I think that this is her best work by far. I think that she is incredible in this movie. I take my hat off to her. Yes, but I have a restraining order, and he will put me in jail if I keep talking about him like this. Actually, Rita will put me in jail. So I can't talk about my obsession with Tom Hanks anymore. I'm not allowed to be within 100 feet of him, apparently. This is what my lawyer tells me. I don't understand why. It's not like I'm like obsessed or anything like that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.